So we are going live. Hello, everybody. Bruce Swartz. Let me fix some things here. That is in the way. Get that out of the way here. Let's sit with my team. A little change of plans today. A little bit of change of plans today. Hey, everyone's there. Supposed to be on with Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 003. That's pushed back to the 14th. So I said I was only going to come on around 2 o'clock, so that probably got a lot of people mixed up because we have time changing here in Canada, and they change the times. And when they change the times, that gets a lot of people all fucked up, screwed up. Can't swear in the first 27 seconds, I believe. Bow down to YouTube authority. Hello, everyone. Nicole S. is here. The allergies were ridiculous. It was a really crazy day this morning, but if I go off screen, that's Bruce's new now. Instead of not coming on, because I love streaming and it is my work, I come on anyways, and sometimes you'll see me go off screen and play my eye. Look how abused it is this morning. How's everyone doing? Change of plans, lots of fun yesterday. I met Jeff Benoit. He has the channel Jeff Benoit Live. And you guys are going to see him and get to meet him yourself because he's a hell of a funny guy, a good guy. So if you saw the post of the image in the community, those are my radio friends. So I was really lucky to get a chance to go on to a couple of, not interviews, but meetings alongside to participate with Carol Lozé and Steve Z, who's the co-host, Steve Z, and Carol, the host of 96.9 FM radio station in Lévis, Quebec. I got a chance to interact with them there to share my theories and stuff. And that's who I was speaking with yesterday, along with Jeff Benoit, who also did radio himself. And it turns out that he's English, and I thought he was French. So he's going to be coming on here. I'll be setting something up with you guys for some funny shows at the same time because he's a funny guy. And yeah, so sorry for the time change. If you saw it in the community, I was only supposed to come on at 2 o'clock because I was supposed to get on with JC. I'm sort of happy that JC had to push it back to the 14th because I'm usually always the reason why he doesn't get to have the show go through because Bruce didn't understand the time, or there was this or there was that. So I apologize often enough to JC. But like I said, I have a lot of fun with Jean-Claude too. So it's a couple of people that I connected with in the past. You've seen them before. You've heard of them before, probably maybe not Jeff Benoit. But we'll be hearing about Jeff a bit more in the future. At the same time, he is on other platforms, and you guys will be able to check that out. Nicole S. is here. Elias, hey, thank you guys. Leia's here. Thank you very much, Leia. Mix Mayhem, greetings, Bruce and Bruce Nationals. I like that. Hope the weather has improved. Well, let me tell you something. There's going to be some missing people today, aside from my time quirks. But here we're up to, it's 4 days, I think. There's still some that do not have electricity. I have family members that do not have electricity, which is totally ridiculous. I can't call them to ask them how they're doing or what they're doing with their food now, which must be on the verge of being not very good. And see, that's the problem here during the first ice storm in Canada. Thanks for coming in, everyone. During the first ice storm in Canada, and listen, I hope you don't mind the last video. It's a short video of what exactly was happening here. It was not space related, but some of you enjoy seeing the weather in other countries, and I don't enjoy the weather here. I tell you that. It was a bit crazy here this year in Canada, as it was around the world, right? We saw the US have been going through the tornadoes all month. I don't think it's ever stopped, even though tornado season, they say it's from November to May. in general, we're still seeing an excessive amount of tornadoes, and even some rare tornadoes like we saw in California caused snow a couple days before that, St. Bernardino. Well, God, if he exists, well, he's definitely filling up. I'm sure he is. He does. He's filling up the lakes here on Earth. And I wrote it a couple of weeks ago. I said, God is going to fill up all the lakes. And just dawned on me all this catastrophic, well, Bruce, my French, all this all these catastrophic events that are happening in California and around the world, where we're seeing snow in places like even deserts. There's a reason for that. Well, I don't know if there's a reason or not, but I'm telling you what, all the lakes are going to fill themselves up. Euphrates, Mead, look at the reports. The lakes are filling themselves up. Now we're going to have a hot, of course, when summer comes back, it's going to be all hell will break loose. A lot of the water is going to recede again. The shorelines, hopefully these rivers will not empty themselves out. Places like Lake Mead and rivers like Lake Mead furnish water to millions of people. So Lake Mead was so low they were hauling bodies out of there, by the way. We're drinking bodies. I'm just a bit, seriously, they were bringing bodies out of there. And, I think that's a natural process where the lakes and rivers and even oceans, everything's going to refill themselves. What's going to happen in the Arctic with the melting ice? I don't know. Is the ice even melting? It's not like we're going to run out of water. I'll tell you that. Don't ever worry about that. Definitely not going to run out of water. JT, how's it going, man? Thanks again, McMahon. Mr. Peter Benton is in the house. What happened to Jean-Claude at 1? I don't know. He had to push it back to the 14th because he had the last minute little emergencies. Nothing serious, but he's doing a lot, the guy. So he pushed it back to the 14th. So be expecting Mr. Peter Benton on the 14th is when I should be going back to Jean-Claude's channel to do another meeting. I always like interacting with his community members. I got a couple of his community members have come by here, the channel. So I think that's totally awesome. And it's always nice to see the communities mingling together. Not all communities match. A lot of communities, people in the community don't, certain communities don't mix. Like, for example, we're talking about yesterday, flat earthers or non-flat earthers, right? You can't mix those communities together because you get a lot of fighting. No debating, just fighting. Norma C, how's it going, my friend? I am. But thank you very much. I appreciate that, Norma C. I'm doing well, thank you. Little allergies are haywire and stuff like that, but it's totally adaptable. Now, il est arrivé quelque chose, je pense, puis il a poussé ça. Hey, JT, thanks again. Hein? Hello. Ils ont poussé ça au 14. Il était occupé cet après-midi. Il vient me donner lancer un email, puis j'ai pu le voir. Fait que je me suis dit, ben, parfait, je vais faire le live. So it just turned out well at the house. Elias Valhatla in the house. Ça tombait bien. It felt just okay because I was able to come back and do the stream here. Wow. I'm telling you, I started at 8 o'clock yesterday. We did the meeting with, I met a whole bunch of people. Of course, the host and co-host of the Radio 96.9 in Lévis, Quebec was there. So that was a plus because you see that I get more exposure when they are there because she talks about my channel on the radio station show sometimes, which is, oh my God, totally amazing. It is totally amazing. She even passes little snippets of me saying, hi, Bruce from of New Quebec Astronomy. You're listening to Zone Parallel, so I can get more exposure. So that was the goal, to be able to get out to other people. So the more little areas that I can point my research to. Yeah, a lot of people are still plunged without any lights here. Freezing rain was ridiculous. It's almost as bad as the ice storm they talked about, which we had at the end of the 90s, I think. Was it the 90s? Yeah, something like that. It was bad here in Canada. So when that happens, we usually reach Asplund in the States. we reach Ontario, line workers, usually ask them to come down. There's 1,100 workers working for Hydro-Quebec here in Quebec, and they're all doing 16-hour shifts, so they say. Some family members, listen, today, still no electricity. Still no electricity. Did you know that I didn't run out of any electricity whatsoever, except for the lights flashing? I had to unplug devices because it was going to burn everything out. The intensity dimming down of the light, which is not supposed to happen. It usually goes off and goes back on full. It was dimming and shaking. You could see it was like those flashlights you got to turn to keep the light on. The lights going like this, It was pretty bad. So I turned those lights off and stuff. Internet went down at 3:30 a couple of days ago on the 5th. And on the 6th, came back at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So I had no internet and the telephones were down. So if people have emergencies around here, you can't call anywhere. They closed the schools. And so this is the first time in Quebec that it was 17, almost 18 degrees. And they had closed the schools. They closed gas stations because it got really, really bad and quick. Branches, like you saw in the video, I just went outside of my door and back, and I was able to show you 3 trees of branches that had broken off. One of my neighbors, a Scotch pine, and the other one was a big maple tree. The bigger the trees are, the harder they fall. The branches are so heavy, and the ice gathers up on the branch. There's more ice on the branch. It's bigger than the size of the branch. Then it breaks off almost immediately. Yep, absolutely. Yes, the time is pain in the ass, Peter. It is. That really pisses me off because even me myself changing the time, it mixes me up in my hours. Honestly, when I sleep, it's like it sort of puts me upside down. And the time changes, well, like you, Peter, living in the UK, everybody's screwed up with the time. So today, when I said I'm pushing it back to 2 o'clock, that was it. That's all it took to get everyone absolutely crazy. Thanks again, Peter, for being here. And Anna Bone is in the house. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon to you too. Thank you so much. Hey, 3 hours I spoke with Jeff yesterday, and then I stayed after for another hour and a half to talk offline with him and his little clique. We had a lot of fun, a lot of cool people that I got to meet yesterday. So that was amazing. Hey, adios. Is Anika? Yes, she is. Anika, I'm not teasing you. I promise. I promise I'm not teasing you, Anika. Poor Anika comes over and says, Bruce, are you sure about the time? Super polite, Yeah, we always stream at 1. Oh, the time changes. The damn time changes is so freaking annoying. So I told Anika I'm going to be on an interview with JC. There's the link, and I'm only going to be here at 2 o'clock. She goes, oh, okay. Now she comes on here. Hello, Anika. I love you. Thanks a lot. And she's here, and she must be saying, what is wrong with this guy with the times? So sorry if I'm mixing all of you up. I'm working on the emails. I deleted about 1,000 emails, and I'm going through a lot. I don't know if it's a sickness that I have, but I was never able to delete all the emails because there's so many emails from people. But now it's getting me sad because it's like I can never answer the 54,560 emails. So I'm going to get rid of the old ones and try to be more responsive in the emails. But of course, not going to hide it. The trolls or hackers, they send me giant files, and I received a file yesterday that was bigger than what my Gmail holds. So they locked my Gmail. They locked me out of the Gmail and said you have to buy more storage. So then I started deleting emails. That's a bit of what my my day was. It was a weird day yesterday. Hopefully, with what happened, hey, the sun, guys, the X 1.2 coronal mass ejection. I'm sorry, that's not true. There was a solar flare X 1.2 couple days back. Anika, Thank you very much. Thank you, Anika. I appreciate that so much, you guys. What happened to the moon? It was all distorted last night. Colleen, thanks for bringing that up. Actually, I unfortunately had a very little chance of seeing the moon yesterday when I finished the interview late with Jeff Benoit yesterday, which was awesome interview. I went outside to look to see where the moon was. The moon was setting almost in the south yet again, and it was really low in the sky, and boy was it close. The moon yesterday was so bright, I'm not lying to you, except and I wasn't able to film it with clouds. I always film it when I can, like tonight. Fingers crossed that I get a nice shot tonight. It's not full. I prefer getting it when it's not full. The pink moon, it just went by. I like getting it when the Terminator line starts going downwards onto the starts moving over. That way you can see all the elevation. And I don't know, when I went out yesterday, I looked at the moon and I noticed it was really shifted, tilted. It was like, everything was distorting over, turning over towards the right. I can't say that I noticed it was distorted or not because unfortunately I had too many clouds. It was distorted. I was looking through the bloody clouds. What's going on with the black holes in space, guys? What's going on with professional scientists now admitting that Oumuamua, which was caught by the large telescope in Hawaii, where they said that it's not an asteroid. It has no characteristics of any asteroids. It has nothing to do with any asteroid. They actually believe that it could be a possible alien mother ship. So a lot of people are telling me, Bruce, have you been hearing about this story about a mothership? I think there's two stories out there because, of course, when the truth comes out, there's always a little lie that comes in with that, and it's really hard to decipher exactly what's real and what's not online. But we have to try to decipher it, and we use our own intuition, good judgment, whatnot. Oumuamua was elongated, came in from interstellar space, which is also another, so they say, rare area to have something come into the solar system, which I really don't think it is rare. Elongated head to tail, which was traveling like this in the sky as it was progressing. They're trying to design a ship. NASA, Pentagon, DARPA, the three-letter the three-letter associations. They're trying to develop a propulsion system on a spacecraft that produces its own gravity. Right? That's the goal, and it'll be the goal for us to become on our way to become a class 1 civilization. Do you know about the classes? If you don't, look them up because they're very interesting. Different type of classes and different type of evolution that some of the civilization and races and cultures that are out there have. It's inevitable that there are other races. I'm seeing more and more professionals talk about it. We see Michio Kaku, whether you appreciate him or not, these are the voices of these professional scientists. And even they are talking about the possibility of alien vessels. So in general, a lot of you ask me, say, Bruce, could the moon actually be a spaceship? Again, we were talking about this on Jeff Benoit yesterday live. Yes, I believe that it could be a spaceship, and people will maybe laugh, but again, I'm just talking in theory, right? I'm not bent on actually proving that, or I slipped also. I was shaven, had to shave off my beard. That's something I don't do. Like for the women, you girls don't cut off your breasts. Well, we don't cut off our beards usually. I feel sort of naked today. A bit of everything. Talking about black holes, beards. Trying to whip up a cool stream this morning, this afternoon. Afternoon to you too, Anna. Thanks again. Who else is here? Nika Chalathah, thanks again, for coming by. Nice to see you, Colleen. Margaret Leach, and I just went right over her up there. I put her up and didn't even reply to her. What's going on with me? Margaret Leach, hi everyone. Was interesting night. Yes, glad power was back to watch. Absolutely, Margaret. A lot of us were without power, I guess. Hey, my friend Gatesmaster, how's it going? Hope you and Julie are well. We are entering a realm we once were in. Oh, yes, we are. I agree with that. Feel the energy. There's some truth to stories passed down, had to hide it from evil trying to rid us. Absolutely, brother. I love you, man. And I agree exactly word for word with what you said. And it's true. Do you guys feel the energy around you that something's happening? A lot of us and a lot of you were giving me the feedback. Can't necessarily pinpoint if it's something bad or if it's something good. It's not necessarily something bad that's happening. It's that there's one hell of an awakening where I think a lot of people are actually waking up. Looks like there's a lot of people here today. Oh, no, there's not. 88. I'm trying to scroll down to see who I missed. Again, Anika, thank you very much. Ah, she noticed it. I'm going to regrow it in a couple days. It'll be back bushy as hell. Everything. Yeah, I'm not used to shaving the beard. It's something I'll do once a year sometimes to let the skin breathe. But I don't really like seeing myself like that. I'm not handsome anymore, Anika. Imagine. Bob Down is here. Marcelo, hit the like. I appreciate that, man. Rose, how's it going? Found a PayPal. Oh boy. I don't know if it's random or not because I'm telling you what, Rose, there's a couple of people that did get stabbed in the past few days, and it's some people. Actually, it's probably the same story. Oh, my gosh, sore neck. It's probably the same story that I heard. The founder of PayPal. Michael's there, and I'm scrolling down. I'm going to miss a whole bunch of people. His Highness Burn. Thank you very much. Is Knock here? Hello, Knock. There it is. I knew I'd missed something. Mr. Peter Benton, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Peter. My PhD, my prison history diploma. How's it going, my friend? Hello, Bruce. He's all telling folks about your channel, friend. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, my dear friend. It helps, and honestly, it's the only way I get out to others. There's Knock. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Wow. Hey, hey, hey. Peter, thanks, man. Bruce, I'm on a train to Kelly's buffering, but that is crazy. Yes, I also shaved it all off. Are you serious? Man, I feel naked. I hate it. Cold, you say? Yes. When you go outside, it's it's like you're naked outside in the winter. It's really cold. It's funny how just a little bit of a shave can do that. We got virgin faces. We look like kids, Peter. I'm sure we look like kids now. Karen, have a nice trip, man. Say hi to Kelly, too, at the same time. Hope you guys are well. Hey, Karen Fitzpatrick, how are you? Nice to see you. Leia, we live in a weird world where the phones are broken. Weird world. Weird world. Crazy Music Space Jam is Elias Valhatla's other channel, and it's a music channel, and he does some awesome videos, especially the last videos, the recent videos. He's writing some of his own stuff now, starting that, and he's playing some other songs. He has a hell of a collection of guitars and some beautiful equipment, and of course, he supports the channel. You guys can stop by and check him out. Give him some love, give him some support. Alan Johnson, how's it going, brother? What's this about giant hole in the sun larger than Earth? AJ from UK. Well, it could be that, Alan, a couple of days ago, there was a coronal hole that was facing Earth. It actually let go a solar flare about X 1.2. So ACMX. X is one of the biggest flares that the sun can produce, and it's it was really aggressive, and we got some really bad weather afterwards, some cataclysmic events and some landslides, some earthquakes. But right now, looking at the sun facing Earth, there are no close to no sunspots seen. I checked this morning, and that massive coronal hole was facing on the southern limb facing Earth a couple of days ago, but it has turned now. So I don't know, if I haven't checked the news about the sun. It could be that there's something going on the other side of the sun, the coronal hole sometimes shifts itself around. Speaking of shifting, we have black holes. I think scientists are starting to wonder if some of these celestial objects and visitors that visit us in our solar system are not motherships and alien craft. Again, they're trying to design their own craft that has, their own orbit around it. So that you're not, flying around in a spaceship and like stuck to the walls. Okay. You got the gravity and atmosphere around it. So you're just being able to walk right through it, you know, inertia, all that stuff. I'm happy I'm not the one designing the spaceship because I don't think it would last very long. Local honey for hay fever, 1 spoon a day. Really? That's good to know, actually. It's really, really good to know. I like all fattening things. No, honey, I looked at the healing benefits of honey and it is out of this world. It's not a lie. And you're right about that. Bob, I appreciate that. I'm actually going to do a test and maybe get some, spoon a day. More like a honey, man. I mean, it's, taking a spoonful of honey. That's like somebody giving you an ice cold beer, opening it up and pouring it into a shooter glass and leaving with the beer. No thanks. I don't want the shooter. Ginger tea with honey. Yes, Rose or somebody else did tell me about that because I actually had some ginger tea here. Imagine, and I was able to. It didn't help, but I was able to still give it a try. Epiphone guitar. Can't wait to show you. Oh, wow, dude. See, that's awesome. Definitely awesome. Moving along. British government says mixed man. British government to house migrants on enormous barges. I've been hearing about this, and they look more like prison ships, don't they? I mean, seriously, I don't know what the hell's going on. That, and I'm hearing a lot of weird stuff. I'm hearing about reparation checks to black people. I'm hearing about you know here's an idea. How about making us all friggin' rich, right? The elites, a lot of people say, why don't they leave? Why don't they frig off to the moon or something like that? They wouldn't have any money. They wouldn't have a system. They wouldn't be building things, right? They need us. They need us to build for them, need us to produce food for them. In reality, the elites are using us like their servants, not just enslaving us. Margaret's still a wonky server. Absolutely. It took me over an hour, Margaret Leach, to upload a bloody video yesterday. And it was the short video about the freezing rain. It took me a long time to upload it. I'm thinking of investing in a battery for tablet and phone, or maybe, those high-end iPhones with data backup. It's a thing to think about. Absolutely. Marcelo, thanks again, eh? It's a thing to think of. Definitely a thing to think of. Please have no leads. I doubt it's random. Yeah, I don't think it's random, honestly, either, Rose. What happened to the CEO? Definitely not random, I don't think. Put this guitar into pieces, clean it. That is always a scary task. Fret polish and sandwood treatment. Wow. Of the rosewood touch. Adjusting the height and a brand new look with a vinyl body wrap. Whoa, dude. I'm looking forward to see that video. And again, you guys can see that on Elias Valhalla's video, but he has this crazy music Space Jam channel. That's where you want to also take the time to check out. How's it going, Beth Noyce? Thumb exercise, smush it, support Bruce. I thank you so much, Miss Fitzpatrick. Thank you guys for the amazing support over the years. 7th year of research completed in August, coming this year. So I'll be starting my 8th year at the end of this year of research. That's awesome. It's going by so fast. Happy Friday to you too, Beth Noyce. Getting ready to go see a comedy show. Oh, cool. Oh, Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon. I'll check him out at the same time. Beth Noyce, you and family, I hope you have or friends have a good time at the show and preparing. Happy Friday. Thanks as always, Beth. How's it going, Brian Lee? Bruce, MIT said in an article yesterday about a black hole project, probably CERN. I'm going to find the link. Be right back. Right on, Brian Lee. Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, His Highness is in the house. Thanks, you guys. I have to catch up on emails. I think I did get the last one from His Highness. I know I'm missing a lot, you guys. We should go on JC's channel in 6 days. Yay. Absolutely, Beth. Yes, guys. The 14th. The 14th, I will be there. It is Gate Smasher. I love you, man. Listen, I am so happy that good is winning. For those of you that are not following what's going on in the States, you should be, because there's a lot happening. As a matter of fact, Fox News was the only, and I'm not ranting about them, not advertising for them. People might not listen to Fox News. Wherever you go to listen to your news, on that news, they showed what happened to Nancy Pelosi. As a matter of fact, all the news media hit it. She was thrashed literally by so many people asking. There was screaming out, and Nord Stream, who did that? And you know how many people you KILLED'd, calling her a Nazi war hero, war criminal, basically, right? But they didn't put it on the news. They don't want to see, like Gate Smasher said, that good is winning, because it really is winning over evil. Like, for real. We could say first or second time in 3 years, well, since 2019, saw this crap started, things are really going for the better. I saw a lot of changes in the States. I was really happy for that. We're seeing the schools, they're attacking that in a good way to try to get rid of the has nothing to do with being transphobic, my friends. A lot of you, like me, are very respectful online, and you're being very careful with certain subjects and not talking about them. But that's sort of a sad thing, because when you talk truth, there should be no debating about truth, right? We can debate on certain issues, but when it comes to truth, there shouldn't be debating. They're getting rid of some of those literal porn books in the schools that they were showing us. I read some of the books. I looked them up. It's not something I would even be allowed to talk about here. Like, literally, imagine me going to get a kid's book, because it's a kid's book, and not being able to read that kid's book to my adult community here. How bad is the book? So they're cracking down on that. That for me was something. I mean, my son's not in school anymore, and it's a hell of a good thing that he's not, because I'd probably be in jail. I would not accept any teacher to push theories inside of my and the gender talk and everything. I think it's bullshit what they're doing. I think the parents should be in charge of their kids, but imagine the parents having to stand up for that. And here in Canada, when I talk to everyone and say, well, look, they're not doing anything. Look, the parents are not doing anything for what's going on in the school. That's not true. The media is doing a good job at making it look like nothing's going on. The media are the ones that should be reprimanded. These people that are lying through their teeth for political gain, for collusion. I mean, all these frontal organizations that these three-letter associations have, colluding money, hiding, laundering money. Fraudulent cases will be going by very, very soon. What happened with ABC News? You guys are pathetic. ABC News was in the news, and that's why I heard about them, for when Trump was talking on stage. You know how in the States, you guys, your political candidates always have, text Trump 3303. I think that was actually the real number. Okay, text 8088 or something like that. Trump. You have to check it out to see if it's that. And ABC News hit it. But when they post Biden talking on stage, you see text Biden at what? Why do they do that? I have no idea. I appreciate that, Mix Ma'am. Share the love, absolutely. A spare moment and a thought for a dear Darla Lama. Absolutely. Oh, she's doing well, Darla Lama, but she's probably, is she here? No, she's probably in the dark. Definitely probably in the dark. There's still a lot of people without current here. Oh, is she here? I mean, that's why people said hello. I'll see it in a bit when I go down. Hi, Bruce, and all the others here. Nick Balker, thank you very much, man. Anyone know what happened to? Oh, I was thinking of her even just yesterday, saying what happened to Lisa B. I know she did tell me she was busy working, but I hope we'll have to check up on that, guys. I'll have to stop by her channel to see, leave her maybe a comment or something to see if she's okay, because it has been a little while. I always feel bad saying that because sometimes I go, no, I was busy. Sorry, I'm going to come by. No, it's not that we want you to come by because we want views. It's because we're worried about you. Lots happens to all of us here now. We're a big enough community. We hear a lot of stuff happening inside of our families often enough. Vladimir, hey, привет. Serbia in the house. Hi to all. Thank you, Vladimir. Welcome, my friend from Serbia. Nice to have you. Thanks so much, Adeus. Why did something happen with Darla? No, she's definitely plunged in the darkness. If you don't see her here, it's don't even wonder where she is. I'm positive. Electricity is definitely down. Mr. Gate Smasher, thank you very much, kind sir. Hey, Withrick, thank you. Hello. Withrick Gerard, thanks, guys. Astral Realm, like the name, thank you very much for taking the time to stop by. Thanks, Leah. We have our friend Julie Stats here on the phone trying to find new medical in my area. So in and out. What is it with these problems that we have to look for doctors now because they're like, I'm not gonna say it, but love you, Moon Man, and our awesome chat friends. Oh my gosh, your beard. I know I look horrible. So embarrassed. Gotta hide it. I look like I'm 12 now. Hey, Suzanne, thank you so much. If I could shave the beard, I'd lose a couple of pounds, maybe back to my cute old self. Trolls are like, you were never cute, Bruce. Thanks, Rose. The clean look, only for a couple of days. It'll only last a couple of days, and it'll be back. It's already coming back. You can see it. Yeah, actually, that beard hides a double chin. Me as a fat person, that's where my limit is, and that's where I limit myself. I watch the extremities. Anything hangs or sags, you got to get that back up to where it was. Start walking, which I will be doing. Thank you very much, Michelle Adams. Appreciate that, you guys. As always, thank you, Julie. Whoop, everyone's disappearing here. An astral realm is probably what we live in. Absolutely. 100%. Was that craft their design? And they're checking to see how many they fool. And a bone, now you're talking. In theory, that's exactly what is right behind in back of my head, back of my mind, always. It could absolutely be that. The same thing as the lights that we're seeing flying around could also be a way of, tricking us to try to see if we recognize the craft as alien or not. But again, Pentagon and stuff, they're still talking about a possible alien being. So aside from Blue Beam and aside from the fact that they want to fake stuff on us, there is an alien race. It's just we don't know if it's here or not. Most likely there's several alien races, and some of them would be living here on Earth, maybe not even necessarily inside of Earth. There's lots of areas on this planet that we're not allowed going to. There's some no-fly zones, lots of them, Area 51 and stuff like that. You could have a whole alien city right there, underground. Hey, buddy, thanks a lot. Appreciate that, man. Oh, wow, Elias, thanks, man. Oh, poor Lisa B. Hey, merci, Elias. Thanks, Elias, for giving us that heads up about Lisa B. Always appreciate that, Anna. 104 watching. I thank you all for stopping by. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. How's it going, Corey M? N, sorry about that. Got thumbs, use them. It's easy and fun. Love it. Thank you, Karen. How's it going, Bob Down? Moon is hollow, apparently, and they can't deny what everybody are filming with their phones. That's absolutely right. And telescopes, too. I'm filming them coming out of the bloody moon. Definitely something inside of the moon, for sure. Hey, Chip Snyder, thank you so much, brother. Peace and love. Peace and love, my friend. Thank you so much, man. Peace and love. I appreciate that, Chip. Wow, guys. Burns in the house. I felt the energy, but then I farted. Yeah, there's an energy in the air. That's for sure. Corian, yeah, boy. That's what I say to my son. That's our thing. Ever since I don't know, maybe I guess I started saying that, and then we've always said it to each other. Yeah, boy. You're preparing something, things are going good. Yeah, boy. Must be a little bit tired if I'm saying some stupid stuff today. Céline loves light. Merci. Thank you. I missed you. I missed you too. Like the show with Jeff Benoit. Thank you so much for listening in. Nice to hear. Your voice is good. Thank you very much, Céline. Merci. Bien apprécié. I appreciate that so much. Thanks for listening in to Jeff Benoit's um, show. It was a hell of a good show. We had a lot of fun. Hey, down here, the palm tree scene. It's shadow. 12 more months of summer. Yeah. An astronaut saw a shadow too, but it changed. He got scared of his shadow, went back in his crater. That's a good one. Julie, thank you very much. I do, guys. If you're curious, I have a little photography website. It's on all the videos except for the streams, the research videos. I have all the links there if you want to contribute to the channel. You can contribute here. You can contribute on the joining as member, and you can contribute by leaving a $2 super chat on the thank you button under each video when Christmas comes around, for example. Yoga with Denise is here. But if you want a base on your wall, the sinus iridium structures, the most best structures I've ever found on the moon, you could get as little as a rolled up poster if you want and put it on your wall. If you want a souvenir of that, it's free. You can check it out. Thank you very much, Julie. Yoga with Denise, New York in the house. Thank you very much. How's it going? My New Yorkians. No, I know you can't say it. That's not the name. That's not the proper term. How do men shave their beards on the space shuttle? Actually, Rose, I did I see a video of that? Not sure. I tell you, it'd be really friggin' annoying, Water, um, water's a problem. Did you hear about the Canadian astronaut had a problem at one point? One of the astronauts went outside. That's a good question there, Rose. One of the astronauts went outside on a spacewalk, started sweating in his suit. So it was going like this because there was an accumulation of water. When you sweat, your brow sweats, or along the temples, or in the corners of your eyes, your cheeks are getting wet. All that moisture remains in place right there, because that's supposedly what microgravity is supposed to do. All the smoke that we're seeing on the moon is not supposed to be reacting like the way I'm showing you with a telescope, because you don't have to be a genius. If you do enough research, you'll find out that in microgravity on the moon, low atmosphere, right, low oxygen, you don't have smokes and hazes like that travel along the surface. Smokes remain in pill form in microgravity. Flames would be very, very small. It would be a blue flame because, of course, if we depend on the fact that there's not much oxygen, it's not that there's no oxygen. There could be less. That's what they say. I absolutely believe there's vegetation up there, and that probably everything that we have here on Earth is up there and a lot more. It could be that there's radiation on the moon. I was talking about that yesterday too. KM, he is back. Thank you very much, KM. And I always say he, whether it's he or she, or I always do that. I'm always like, hey, bruh. No, I'm a lady. I'm a lady. And not me. Gate Smasher says, Yoga with Denise, hello from the swamps of Florida. How nice is that, Yoga with Denise, having community members say hello to you when you come in? Because we're an awesome family here. That's why. Salut Alex Beaulieu. Merci Alex. Merci beaucoup d'être ici. That sweet nectar. Oh, yes. Absolutely. It heals everything, the honey. So the astronauts, the water accumulates on his face. At one point, he couldn't even see to be able to get back in because moving around like that and the drops of water were all over his face. So I would imagine if they shave, they would do a dry sort of shave where there would not be any water involved except maybe rinsing off your face with a damp cloth. Everything supposedly floats around in the ISS space station. Must smell really funky in there, boy, I tell you, with everything floating around. You know, you lose a hair starts floating around, the dust particles and everything. If it's real. Right on. Yeah, gave a little break on the Mondays. Wasn't very many people, but I'm still going to do some random ones. So the random days will be Mondays and Tuesdays when I randomly do an extra stream if something comes up because of the UFO reports the last time. When the UFO reports come out and they give us information, which they're bound to do very soon, I hope. Disclosure is coming. I believe it 100,000%. Elias, thank you very much, man. My prostate is very happy to see your Movember, even if it's April. Love you, brother. Thank you for the great show. And tell people push that like button. Thank you very much. That's true, Movember. Yeah, I it's not something I do often. Shaving the beard, I do not like that. I look silly. I find a boot would be a prison. A boat would be a prison. Oh yeah, those barges on the barges that you're talking about. I was hearing a bit about that. Well, that's like when everyone got sick of the Merci Adios. Thanks, guys. When everybody got sick at the beginning during the pandemic, remember they said, well, we should just put everyone on boats. Remember that one? They had talked about that at one point. Solarhead's here. Thank you very much, brother. Brian Lee, thanks again for being here. Feel the power of the world. Remove your shoes and socks. Oh, yeah. Heck, roll naked on the ground if you can. It's there. Re-energize yourself. Yeah, hug a tree, literally. When I go into nature, yeah, grounding. It's funny you say that, man. That's the first thing that I so appreciate when the heat arrives. That first day that you go outside, bare feet, walking in your grass. I prefer sandy beaches, but hey, I'll take what's going by. But my friends that come here, a lot of people that understand the distribution of energy inside of our bodies, it's real. It's a real thing. Why don't I ever explain it more? A lot of people tell me that because I didn't want to become like a sort of, talking about the same terms that everybody uses. Like when I talk about that, I talk about it with my intuition. I don't jump into the alignments of the chakras and everything. I understand all that. It's interesting. But I think when people have something explained to them on a platter, sometimes we don't think ourselves about what it is, eh? You see something in front of you, hey, what is that? Look it up online. Google tells you what it is and what it's for. Oh, fine. You don't take the time to look at something and say, hey, maybe I can do this with it. Because we're becoming very lazy. More and more the generations are becoming lazy. right? Odd things are happening. Well, now, if you're a kid, if you're 12 years old, or if you're under 18 and you want to start shooting up your classmates in school, well, good luck, because you're going to be going to jail and they're going to be trying them as adults. No law was passed, but I'm just talking about what I'm seeing in the States there. Another 12-year-old kid there. Anyways, there's a trunk involved and a 12-year-old involved, but he wasn't the one that was hurt. He was the one doing the boom, boom, boom. Imagine that. Going to school like a badass, bringing your gun. There's nothing badass about that. It's so retarded. That was me, Leah. I was trying to bug you. Leah, answer the phone. How's it going, Chris? Thanks, man. Good day to all the foil hatters. Glad to see you all. Absolutely. Hit the like button, please. Thank you very much, Chris. Nice to have you back, you guys. Fidelio Montes, thank you very much. Greetings from beautiful and hot Belize. Beautiful place. Bruce, love your info. Thanks a lot, Fidelio. I appreciate that, my friend. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I love you guys. Thank you so much. No, didn't miss too much. Anika, thanks so much for asking. Didn't get any information from her. Yeah, I'll tell you what, around here and where she is on the outskirts of me, maybe 20, 30 minutes maximum, her town is plunged in darkness right now. It's been several days. The government of Canada said it was supposed to be completed 80% yesterday of the reconnections. As of yesterday, there was still 1,100,000 people to connect. 1,100 workers. They did not go get anyone in the States. They didn't go get anyone in Ontario. And that's what we usually do. The first ice storm. So this is the biggest ice storm we had a couple days ago since the ice storm in Canada. For those of you that don't know anything about the ice storm in Canada in the 90s, oh my God. Take the time to go watch the videos to see what was happening here. Here's the only time I remember seeing the military driving through my streets. The military was driving through the streets because no one else was driving through the streets. It was just impossible. Ice accumulation, and it rained for days on end. It was like 2 or 3 degrees. It wasn't cold there. There wasn't freezing weather that we were dying from. It was the freezing rain. But still, yesterday, with the freezing rain that we had here a couple of days ago, there's some deaths. I think at least one death. Falling ice and stuff like that gets really, really dangerous, and it accumulates fast. If you see the branches breaking, you got to be careful. That's what counts. Yeah, Elias was sick too. He had the flu himself. I've been sick all week, and when I am sick, well, the eye acts up a lot more, obviously. Made it, better late than never. Happy Easter, everyone. Oh, that's right. Captain Flatastic. I love the name. Thank you very much for coming by. Hey, that's right, guys. What are we today? Friday. So it would be Good Friday. Good Friday to you all. And for those of you that celebrate Easter, well, I have no idea when it is. It's Sunday, I guess. Yeah, it should be this weekend. And I hope if you are with family, friends, you have a wonderful Easter. Leah, I was seeing that the other day. It is surprising how the time goes by fast. Some of you, and already a year, eh? And some of you have been here for a couple of years. It just goes on and goes on. But now YouTube's starting to give us, the creators, some feedback. I don't know if you notice, sometimes there's little icons beside people that are commenting on your channel. Hover over the icons. You can hover over a purple heart. There's one person that comes here and comments every video. So he's the commenter that has the most comments given on the channel. They're starting to give us little indications of that. I think that's cool, because at the same time, it's like sort of little trophies. Somebody who's been here like since the beginning of time should have little trophies around them, or badges, right, to represent the amount of support that they've given. It's sort of cool. Margaret, Bruce, can you do a 3-way live moon watch, you and 2 others with scope and or great phone synchronized? Oh yeah, we spoke about doing that a long time ago, actually, with a couple of people. Marty was supposed to do it with Marty in Arizona. He was in Carefree, Arizona. Marty passed away we're supposed to do something like that, and I have nothing to record. That's the thing. I'd have to um, find a way to be able to record and set up. But here on the balcony with the shakes and stuff like that, the worst videos I find are the live moon streams because they are so bloody boring. That's why I don't do them, because you're just looking at a gray moon outside, right? I like putting the exposure down, showing the colors on the moon and everything. I appreciate the suggestion though, Margaret. One day when I actually trust someone. Right now I met a lot of people that work in astronomy, and met a lot of bad people. Thank you very much, Lagance Lawrence. Thank you. Happy Easter to you too. Right on, His Highness. Yeah, boy. Punctured a ball is here. I love the name. I think black holes are like a Photoshop, the eraser. Could be, it could be that black holes don't even exist, right? Like we have no idea what's out there. Take a little look at. Thanks for coming in, you guys. Refill my coffee here. Play in my eye. No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I think it was here. Just want to give you that little heads up and that little short news about the black hole. When I was here the last time, the news about the black hole, there's a massive, supermassive black hole that just turned itself towards Earth, and there is a jet of light coming out from the center of it. Do you guys know that I got a copyright strike on my video? And I'm in right now trying to fix this shit with YouTube, because they say that I got a copyright strike on a speech I did. How does that happen? There's certain times that I mention certain things here, and it was only my theory, but YouTube striked me by saying that was a copywritten idea. Do you know that? Some ideas, copywritten patents. I got a strike for a patent, um, something, whatever, for saying something that's related to someone's patent. So, runaway supermassive black hole is hurtling through space, followed by tail of infant stars. You get a refill of coffee. Anybody want some coffee? Be right back, y'all. I feel so stupid today. That's because I'm tired. Tired, but feeling great. Ever wake up tired, but just have an awesome day? Runaway, excuse me, supermassive black hole is hurtling through space, followed by a tail of infant stars. Like the wake behind a ship, we're actually seeing the wake behind the black hole. It didn't look like anything they have ever seen before. So a black hole spiraling through space literally turned and faced itself towards Earth, and there was a jet there. So I don't know if this black hole has to do anything with the black hole that they were talking about that was pointing us. There's also news about the rings around Uranus. Yeah, that's right. Remember the jokes when we were in school? They used to have a joke about there being rings around Uranus. Well, they were right. There are rings around Uranus. And at the same time, it's raining. It was freezing rain on Saturn. There's a whole bunch of transformations from all these celestial objects, which is scaring the hell out of me, honestly, because super black holes that are moving around like that. What's the coincidence that a couple of years ago they started really looking into black holes? Because they know the black hole is probably spiraling. Listen, there could be a black hole spiraling towards Earth. They're not going to tell us. The system would crash. Cannot tell us that. but it could be possible. What do you think that they called the project for going to, um, well, it's not a project, sort of a private person that's going to Venus? It's called the Veritas mission. Yay! A word that you've seen on my channel since 2016. But I've always written it beside my name, Bruce Swartz, Veritas, which just quite simply represents in old Latin language truth, because that's what people want. So, what do they say about the black hole? Runaway. Hey, we got a problem, guys. Yeah, it's a runaway supermassive black hole ejected from its own galaxy. Holy shit. Possibly, excuse the strong words, possibly in a tussle with two other black holes. Well, I was going to say two other assholes because that was not very nice of them to do that. Being trailed by a 200,000 light year long chain of infant stars. Now, okay, wrap your minds around this, guys. A supermassive black hole ejected from its own galaxy, possibly in a tussle with two other black holes. Here's the scary part: is being trailed by a 200,000 light year long chain. Guys, do you know how far a light year is? Imagine 200,000 light years long, just the tail end of a supermassive black hole. Imagine how big the black hole is. The incredible sight, which is like nothing astronomers have spotted before, this is incredible news, was identified by Hubble Space Telescope in a happy accident. Happy, eh? I don't think it's so happy. The supermassive black hole with a mass equivalent to 20 million suns is traveling so fast that it would cover the distance between Earth and the moon in less than 14 minutes. That seems long. Because I bet a lot of you are like me. 50 minutes, I'm pretty sure we would be able to get to the moon with a plane. When you look at it, it doesn't look that far, eh? When you think of it. As this incredible supermassive black hole is spiraling through space, the cosmic runaway is piling up gas in front of it. It's got like that wing in front of it, like some of the asteroids that I've captured on film, where you see it's got wings of light on each side and in the front of it as it's spiraling out of control, basically, through space. So when dense regions of gas, like those left in the wake of the rogue black hole collapse, new stars are born. That's where they're from, probably from black holes and nebulae, of course. A supermassive black hole cruising through clouds of gas would normally feed on it, a process called accretion, right? But this runaway, we learn something new every day. But this runaway cosmic monster is moving too fast to grab a bite. As a result, the rogue black hole is actively creating a corridor of infant stars. Interesting. And they are forming a tail that tracks right back to the supermassive black hole's galaxy of origin, researchers said. And this tail is half as bright as the galaxy itself it came from, meaning it must be absolutely brimming with stars. Incredible. We think we're seeing a wake behind the black hole where the gas cools and is able to form stars. So we're looking at star formation trailing the black hole. This is a freaking incredible event. It's literally like we're back in time at the beginning of time when God was creating the universe. We see God in action right there with the black hole, leaving a trail, guys, of stars that are so plentiful. It's so bright. There's billions of stars and nebulae and everything that's forming behind this incredible black hole. We think we're seeing a wake behind the black hole where the gas cools and is able to form a star. So we're looking at a star formation trailing the black hole. Study lead author Peter Van Dockum of Yale, of course, said in a statement, "What we're seeing is the aftermath." Now, take it with a grain of salt. This is just his opinion. Like the wake behind the ship, we're seeing the aftermath. We're seeing the wake behind the black hole. It didn't look anything like we've seen before. It didn't look like anything we've ever seen before. At the outermost tip of the column of stars, in a knot of ionized oxygen, 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 that is incredibly bright. Oxygen, brightness. Oxygen, brightness. Why is the moon bright? Maybe because there's oxygen there. Why is Earth bright? Maybe because there's oxygen there in the atmosphere. Maybe that's why we look like a ball of light, right? Oxygen, incredibly bright. The team believes that this is the result of the black hole striking gas, passing off gas, shocking it and heating it. Gas in front of it gets shocked because of this supersonic, very high velocity impact of the black hole moving through gas. It's literally pushing space and time aside. How it works exactly is not really known. That's the scary part. Something else that isn't totally clear about that black hole yet is how the supermassive black hole came to be launched out of its host galaxy, literally propelled out of the galaxy. This could very well be, guys, the whoops, I'm just looking at something happening on the sun. I don't know if that's recent. That could be older. That could very well be the black hole that has a jet facing Earth, right? The weather and everything. Is it the sun doing this? Is the sun going to attract all the black holes to shoot their jets towards us? I don't know if you know it. A black hole recently shot a jet into another galaxy and went and exploded a star. So we're talking about Oumuamua being alien motherships. What if a lot of the celestial objects that are out there are actually ships that every so many years, like 300 years or 500 years or 1,000 years, they change places? They're doing whatever they have to do that we probably don't know about. There's so much going out there in space. I can only imagine. Oh my God. That's crazy. The team thinks that the ejected black hole could have escaped its host galaxy as a result of multiple collisions of supermassive black holes. What the hell's going on? The first occurring when two galaxies merged 50 million years ago, like they would know, bringing two cosmic titans close together. See, that's one thing that science gets to get away with. When they talk theory, they never say it's theory. They just talk. We've been here for 48 million or 480 million years, and the sun's been here that long, and that's been here that long. Is any of it true? As these supermassive black holes circled around each other, another galaxy entered the mix, carrying with it another supermassive black hole. Following the old Adage 2's company and 3's a crowd, the interaction between three black holes was chaotic and led to one black hole stealing momentum from the other and hurtling off into space. Can you imagine Earth hurtling off into space all of a sudden? That we go around the sun, but we don't come back. We just keep going that direction. And every day seeing different stars. That'd be crazy stuff, right? It could happen. There's a good chance the interloper black hole introduced itself to the system and eventually replaced one of the original black holes like a cosmic cuckoo. As a runaway black hole blasted away from its former companions. Can you imagine that? Like watching, I don't know, Betelgeuse all of a sudden in the sky start just friggin' taking off and heading towards the constellation of Taurus next to it. It's like a little weird. The new pairing would have moved in the opposite direction. Wow. As the runaway black hole blasted away from its former companions, the new pairing would have moved in the opposite direction. Wow. And there are hints at a runaway black hole binary on the opposite side of the host galaxy to the black hole racing through space with its stellar tail. So maybe some of the comets and things that we see whizzing by could actually be black holes that were, literally thrown from their galaxies. And I mentioned it a couple of days ago, and again today, they're going to have to rewrite all the science books. The next step for this research, they say, will be to search for evidence of these binary black holes with NASA's, of course, James Webb Telescope and the Chandra X-ray Observatory, of course. Study team members said. Scientists will be hoping for the same good fortune experienced by Van Dockum and his team when they initially made the extraordinary observation of this massive cosmic runaway. Wow. It's a little bit scary when you think of it. A black hole out of control, traveling at a like freaking fast speed. Rings around Uranus. James Webb Space Telescope captures, this is recent space news, guys, captures stunning image of ice giant. Whether those are real or not too impressed about the images. They're nice and everything, but it's not truth. The James Webb Telescope has captured, an amazing image of planet Uranus, showing in great detail the ice giant's ring system, its brightest moons, and its dynamic atmosphere. The new observation, made on February 6th of this year, follows a similarly stunning photo that James Webb captured recently of the solar system's other ice giant, Neptune. So, all right, I'm not too interested in that. I'm interested in knowing what about the rings. So they have faint rings, okay? And as a matter of fact, I have images of Uranus myself that showed the rings around it, and I thought the camera was broken. Actually, it's sort of really intriguing seeing that. These faint rings have only been glimpsed by two other astronomical eyes. Of course, those of the Voyager 2 spacecraft. There's two of them, Voyager 1 and 2. This is Voyager 2 spacecraft witnessed it, which flew past Uranus, yes, way back in 86, 11 years old. And more recently by the Advanced Adaptive Optics of the Keck Observatory. When Voyager 2 imaged Uranus in 1986 flyby, it saw the planet as little more than an inert blue marble, lacking distinct features. This new image or photo, and it's nothing impressive, a stark contrast, painting a picture of a dynamic, changing world. Actually, what is this? Can I zoom up on it? No, I wanted to zoom up and share it with you all. It's just a simple image. Yeah, I guess I could maybe try to share it, see what happens here. Do 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 do. Where is? I'm looking for the button to share the screen. It's missing. What the hell? Did they change it to present? Oh, yes. Okay. There we go. Boom. I think it's that. Yeah. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, you should be able to see this. So this is planet Uranus. These all the way to, this is called the Zeta ring. These are all these different rings around it. And back in the day, in 86, when they looked at this, Uranus was pretty plain. It had no features. And now all this protruding around it. Here's another image right here. A smaller image that you can see there with the ring around it and the stars. This is an image that I have of Uranus. Not this, sorry, but I have an image of Uranus. It's exactly the same with those two stars also on each side. So that's what Uranus looks like. And of course, the polar cap is this white blinding area that we see here on planet Uranus, the polar cap. The clouds, guys. So you know the Zeta rings here. Okay, I thought this was a Zeta ring. There's the Zeta ring there. So check it out. We got clouds around Uranus, around Saturn now, freezing rain around Saturn that we heard also recently. So that's pretty trippy. Having problems with the page here. So here's that. No. So here's that runaway supermassive black hole hurtling through space, followed by tail of infant stars. To give you a little idea, I mean, it's pretty drastic. So there's the galaxy over here. This is obviously an illustration. Galaxy over here, and you're having the wake at the back here, like a ship, and here the wing in front because it's traveling so fast, pushing space and time. That's something pretty trippy. Planetary Society leads the charge to save NASA's Veritas Venus mission. Planetary Society leads the charge to save NASA's Veritas mission. This is an interesting mission, guys, because the mission is a mission done by a private astronaut or a space company, I think, something like that. The Planetary Society taking a stand for NASA's stalled Veritas mission to Venus, responding to the White House's 2024 budget proposal for NASA that all but eliminated funding for Veritas, a space advocacy organization, has published an open letter to Congress requesting support for the Venus mission. The letter has been co-signed by the American Geophysical Union, the University of Alaska Fairbanks, Tulane University, and Mount Holyoke College. The Venus emissivity, radio science, INSAR, topography, and spectroscopy Veritas mission is facing a critical juncture. NASA has indefinitely delayed the launch date and removed program development outlays. So you see, anyways, long story short, that's, something that they were talking about going to Venus, and now all this change. I don't know why they're changing. Space pictures. Try that again. Space pictures. Let's see what the image of the day is. Planet Uranus shines in a glorious blue hue in this stunning photo captured by James Webb Space Telescope. It's the image we saw, of course. There we go. Uranus in blue. That was Friday, April 7th. Shines in a glorious blue. Okay, blah, blah, blah. There we go. Stop sharing the tab to StreamYard. Let's back it up a little bit here. And we're back. I never left. Beep, beep. Honk, honk. Yes, until the next one, exactly. Good luck with that, Julie. I really hope you find one. You will. Thanks a lot, Crazy. Music Space Jam. Rocket launched earlier today, 2 of them again. So that must be SpaceX just launched again. Probably some more friggin' satellites. I would not be surprised. Hey, was getting a bit worried for you, dude. Heard you got very bad weather. Thank you very much over your way. It was hell, but good to see you. Absolutely, totally okay. There was a lot of branches here. It's just it stops all of us. You can't. There's no computers, there's no internet, so you can't, do any online banking. You can't get any gas because they closed all the gas stations and stuff. I was a bit afraid because it reminds me a little bit of a test that they're doing. I find it very odd that the Easter weekend is going to be no electricity, yet it was 15 degrees, almost 18 degrees yesterday. Peter Pan from Missouri in the house. One sec, you guys. I'm going to refill that coffee again. And play in my eye at the same time. Made it to 2:30. Eye give me some problems. The eye gave me some problems. I'll have to haul out. Cody, amen to that. Meteor accessories to the steel, absolutely. Disclosure coming soon. Without a doubt, His Highness, it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. We're all gonna be a witness of it for sure. My opinion is when they took the Pledge of Allegiance, yes, out of schools because it said God in it, all went wrong, a downhill from there. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And whether we are religious or not, whether you're religious or not, you must be seeing how they're killing off Jesus again. Like, okay, they're not allowed talking about Jesus. You're not allowed talking about God. If you talk about Jesus, I mean, I'm looking at the news media, hundreds of them, where somebody talks about Jesus more than in a sentence. I've even seen the minute Jesus is mentioned that the woman or guy, the host goes, his face totally changes. That, oh, we just lost Michael. Well, we'll catch up with him later. Over to you, Karen. Yeah, come on, guys. They don't want to talk about Jesus. Why? What is that gonna help? Oh, the elites. We'll just destroy Jesus. We'll just ban the word. Stupid asses. It's not gonna work. They're so dumb. Turns out the elites aren't too bright after all. Thanks again, Joel Burgess. Yeah, that was nice. Light shining in the dark. I hope she's bright because it's scary because this is a couple of days there. I can only imagine people's food would be scrapped. Food doesn't stay in the fridge more than 2-3 days if the electricity's off. That's for sure. I don't care how good or new your fridge is. And we don't have any more snow outside here. Not enough. Well, a couple of patches there to be able to bring the food outside, because that's something I remember during the ice storm. I just brought my food outside, put it in a cooler, filled it with snow, and buried it under the snow. No dangers. Never tried it, but I heard it was quite amazing. And Trevor Williams, there are a couple of people here that actually play World of Warcraft. I had a couple of people that told me that they played. I heard it was an awesome game. I'm friggin' right. The slide guitar, man. My grandpa had given me his slider. I'm gonna have to buy one. I can get one. Elias got one too, and I was able to play that. It wasn't easy. It was fun. And it was the Eric Clapton songs that I did some testing on, because he does a lot of bending and sliding on that in some of his albums. That's cool, though. Watching since the good old days. Happy to see you're well and still with power. Thank you very much. Hamburger Sasquatch in the house. Yeah, I'm still with power, but some people here in town, some family members. Obviously, if Darla's not here, it's because she's plunged into the darkness too. This has been quite a while there. This is a little concerning, especially when the government says that they're going to get it back on. yesterday and it's not on today. So you know what that means? Hydro-Quebec, oh my gosh, they're not ready for anything. We get an EMP attack here from the sun or from China or Russia, we will be out like a light for many, many, many years because it would take a long time to put all those lines and everything back up. Here in Quebec, after the first ice storm, they remained a couple of years, 3 to 4 years, still putting up lines. Okay. Everyone had electricity, but there was a lot of lines down. All those big metallic towers went down, like all of them. They were falling like flies, broke down, literally broke down with a bit of ice accumulation on them. As a matter of fact, the Canadian military was in the, if I can call it Canadian military, were in the helicopters with sniper rifles because a lot of people don't know that, but all the badass snipers are from Canada, lots of them. And yeah, we shoot towers. We were just shooting the towers to try to make the ice fall off the towers. So that'd be sort of a cool job. What are you doing today? I'm busting the ice off the towers. We had to do that. That's why you see we're not an advanced race. We're not evolved. We're not prepared for any catastrophic events. Like New York wasn't prepared for 9/11. It's all proof. It shows us. Definitely shows us that. Look up NASA's Explorer 10 and 11. Why was information discovered scrubbed from all records after discovery of the 10th planet? Yes, you know about the 10th planet. Many believe is a binary to our sun, and it probably is. It orbits responsible for past cataclysms. That could very well be. And like I say a lot, Chip, sometimes they come by these objects and they take off, they go back. Thanks for being here, Chip Snyder. They come into our solar system and they leave. So you're familiar with what they just mentioned, the 10th planet. It's actually, somebody asked me, well, what's the name? Why, you're just calling it the 10th planet. What's the name of it? It's called the 10th planet because I believe there are 10 planets. Yesterday, we took a vote on Jeff Benoit's live YouTube channel, and we all agreed that Pluto was indeed a planet. Because see, these are on the outskirts, and aside from that 10th planet, Chip, they got about 10 to 15 other objects that are just as big as planets. They're planet size that are inside the solar system. And they're gone to look at an area of the solar system that they supposedly said that they never really looked at, So that's, you're like, okay, well, sort of interesting. Hey, Beth Noyes, thank you so much. Thank you, Bruce. Have a happy Easter, everyone. Hopefully the power comes back soon. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Beth Noyes. Happy Easter to you too. And I hope you're going to enjoy that comedy show. Yeah, I hope everybody does get their electricity back soon because I'm sorry there. 4 days, no electricity like that. You'll be hearing it in the news in a day. They're going to be issuing checks. They better, to the people that have been without electricity for 5 days. You can't do that to somebody. I think the richer you are, the more you're going to pay, eh? Because you fill your fridge with a whole bunch of stuff, and then 5 days with no electricity, 4 or 5 days, and it all goes bad. Hundreds of dollars of food. Luckily, people that have freezers are not opening the door of their freezers, and that's going to last for a couple of days, maybe a week, week and a half. Who knows how long that lasts? Maybe not that long. Without a freezer, you got to wonder. Thanks again, Beth. People in Mount Royal still don't have power, if you can believe, with those taxes. Hey, Hamburger Sasquatch, thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah, you want to hear something else? Well, you just said it. You can believe with those taxes. Very sad. Yeah, Mount Royal, I don't know if they're going to do it or if they already have. You guys are going to be paying a whole shitload more of tax. What was it? Was it the tax for the housing costs or housing taxes or something? That you're part of Montreal, but they're like, no, Mount Royal is going to be paying taxes. What the hell's that? Well, Montreal is not going to be paying. I was hearing about that recently in the news. They were talking about that the other day. It is ridiculous, Hamburger Sasquatch. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, naked face needs a Speedo. Just kidding. Handsome, beautiful moon man. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you very much. Leah, thank you. Leah, I'm going to leave that comment there till the end of the stream to piss off the trolls. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the kind words. Kevin, I got to leave that there for a while. Kevin, how's it going, man? See you tonight. Absolutely, Kevin. Thanks for coming in, and I will be on at 8 o'clock, you guys. Absolutely, I will be on at 8 o'clock. Astro Ram, thanks again for coming by and for liking the like button. Weather's getting nicer. Yep. Are you getting ready to bust out the big telescope? Absolutely, Hamburger Sasquatch. I busted out that telescope all the time, even during the winter. Uh, I had some bad luck this winter. There was no moon. But in reality, I don't stop taking out the winter as long as the temperature is not below -10. You get -3 or 4 or 5. I've gone outside for 45 minutes, half an hour, but it can create a lot of humidity. But absolutely, I intend on taking the telescope out tonight. I went out yesterday, looked up in the sky, and I said, "Where are you guys?" And I got a UFO came by. I mean, I'm beyond the point of even being able to prove that now because people just think I make it up. People, some of you must think that I add the audio afterwards. It's so simultaneous, and I wanted to prove that there's an actual intelligence to some of those lights that are flying around. You can't believe everything the government says, and you can't believe everything that I say or that YouTube says. You have to do your own decipher, your own research, right, to find out what's right and what's real, what's not real. Hey, really nice in St. Leo today. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, man. Here it seems like it's a nice day today, even though there's no electricity for most of the people around here. I think the reason why I'm lucky on that is that I'm probably on the main line of hydro that goes to the lead company behind me here because the lead company um, exerts a lot of energy. It pulls in a lot of energy, uses a lot of hydro. So sometimes some houses that are close or on those along those lines are the last to go off. I was lucky; the electricity did not go off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the balls for that. Should have shaved the mustache as well and went full bareface. That would have been a little odd. I think I was 12 the last time I had a bareface. Thanks again, A Chip. Angel Dreams is here from Northern California. Hey, thank you very much. Hope you guys are doing well over there, Northern California. I hope it's getting a little bit back to normal, but I tend to think that probably isn't. So you see all those cataclysmic events and all the water in California that literally cause floods and levees to break, or one levee, anyways, and everything that it was doing. I saw water flowing around the highways in some countries. I don't know if it was there. Um, it's filling up the rivers and lakes. All the rivers and lakes that were empty, that didn't have any water in it anymore, it's actually refilling them up. Be sort of it's mysterious whether you believe in God or not. It really is mysterious because they say he works in mysterious ways. And I tell you, it's like the planet's healing itself on one side, and on the other side, there's the attack. So we are in a spiritual war of good and evil. I think that's safe to say. Remember the first high-level government employee to announce the existence of aliens and humans working with them was a Canadian. Absolutely, you're right about that, Hamburger Sasquatch. Right, you are. Hopefully, there'll be more coming out. Anika, you rock. I love you. Thank you so much. Riley, how's it going, my friend? Thanks for coming in, you guys. Right, you are, Hamburger Sasquatch. I remember that. Bruce, what time are you on tonight? Usual time? Absolutely. Thinking of going live between streams. Right on. Absolutely, man. I'll be checking it out at the same time. Yep, I'm streaming 8 o'clock regular time. So you got plenty of time to stream now. You guys can check out Peter Benton's channel at the same time. He's got some cool videos in his music channel also. Fun music parody channel. But Peter has been starting to stream lately, so you guys can check it out. A lot of us from here often wind up on some of the channels. I do, Trevor. I do. I do. Feel it a lot. A look at a lot. Ronnie, thanks for being here, my friend. Hey, Sugar B. Did not see Sugar B in the house. That eye is bugging me. Almost made it. 245. Gate Smasher, thanks so much, man. Could the chemtrails be a layer like on the moon? 100,000%. Those chemtrails are doing a lot of things, I think. It really could have to do with hiding the surface. On the moon, all those smokes and hazes and microgravity, it doesn't act like that. There's no combustion process. They say that there's no combustion. And what would you visually see where there's combustion, when there's a fire or smoke? Well, when you look at a campfire here and you look at the ends of the flames when they rise up, they close up to a point, fine point, and they rise, heat rises, and it rises and it mixes, intermingles with the oxygen and space where there's microgravity, close to no gravity or oxygen. It should not react like that. We should see, like, if there was a big smoke plume on the moon, it should be circular. It should be like in a pill form. That's how we should see the smoke, as it would all contain itself in a circle. And again, like ranting, I've said it before, the flame would be a small blue flame, but it could be very effective anyways, that small blue flame, because it's long during. A blue flame would last a long time in microgravity, just hardly, But in my research, I see explosions on the moon. I see fire on the moon. When there's no oxygen, you're not going to see any fire, right? I don't know, because the moon looks like it has a lot of the things that Earth has right here. Yes, I heard that in the news. You're absolutely right about that, Hamburger. It's the first time ever said. There's a lot of first times ever said things that they're saying. Huh? Hola, yoga with Denise. Sugar Bee's in the house. Nice to see you, Sugar Bee. Thanks again for being here. I am Kai's in the house. How you feeling, brother? Hope you're feeling well. You too, Burn. Thanks for being here, man. Absolutely. And he's back. Adios. Thanks again, my friend. I feel pretty much rewritten today, but the past 2 days through this full moon were garbage disaster. That's another thing. That's why we got all that precipitation. See, when they're announcing, no matter what they're announcing, weather for your area, your local area, always take in mind and remember, if the moon is at least half or full between that phase, you're going to get pummeled. If they say there's going to be rain, there's going to be lots of it. If they say there's going to be a wind, the wind's going to be strong. The weather, it's not just the sun that's controlling the weather here, boy. I tell you, that moon probably is the reason why Earth gets all the water. The cold and the heat produces liquid, right? Produces the water, the humidity. Right on, Bruce. I always thought that, because there was a time a few years ago they were doing experiments and extreme workouts in space. Yeah, I'm telling you, they've been, all the secret projects, everything that they're doing out there, it's just absolutely mad. Mustn't be for me, the comment. But if it is, thank you, Rose. Love you for it. Yeah, getting everything in God probs things makes wiping the bench down a whole new workout in itself. Yep, absolutely. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down before I get off here, because I always miss a whole bunch of people when I do that, but I have to get down to see what everyone else is saying. Everything's invisible, actually. Didn't see Darla yet, so you see she must still be plunged in the darkness. It's been a while. Yeah, literally. Heavenly bodies. That's takes it to a whole new other level, right? Maybe some of these celestial objects are literally spaceships. Maybe some alien tech. So when they announced the new world order, we saw the changes on Earth, but we saw a change with the stars, celestial objects, the moon and the sun jumping all over the bloody place. It's literally fallen off of its elliptical rocker as the moon and sun go along the elliptical line. Very, very weird things that are happening. Steve, how's it going, brother? You see, it's quite simply an amazing question. If you're still here listening in, I wouldn't be surprised. I tell you what, we have definitely a ring of debris around the Earth, but maybe most, if not all, the planets would have rings around them. I would believe that. Maybe Lightman 54,000. Thanks a lot for being here. Maybe there's a change with the rings where they come and they go, they come and they go. Look at Saturn's rings that are falling back to the surface of Saturn, causing an incredible change of temperatures in the atmosphere all around Saturn. It's changing everything. We saw Jupiter's storm disappear last year or the year before that. We saw flashes and explosions on Venus that I filmed myself, which now they're talking about there being I'm not kidding. I think it's 86,000 volcanoes on Venus. Are they all active or are they not active? Were they active before and not? I'll tell you why they would want to go to Venus. I'm going to take a little guess here. Venus, never been spoken about before. It's a touchy field, an area. The moon has 10 feet on the top soil surface of lunar soil of helium 3. Helium 3, you would need 25 tons to be able to furnish the electricity and energy and everything needed for the United States of America for 365 days with 25 tons of helium 3. Earth doesn't have helium 3 as much because of Earth's magnetosphere. The helium 3 comes from the sun, and the solar radiation is thrown at high particles at high speeds, thrown into the magnetosphere and break up and disperse themselves. There's a little bit of helium 3 here that accumulates, but Yellowstone volcano actually is blowing out some helium 3. So maybe helium 3 on the surface is not only the sun, but has to do with a lot of the volcanoes. So long story short, if you go to Venus, how many feet and how much helium 3 would there be? I would assume the first 1,000, maybe 500, 400 feet could probably be filled with helium 3. They can bring back 25 tons of helium 3 in a spaceship. They bring back that to Earth. They can furnish electricity for the rest of our lives in all the countries because they're trying to, you've heard of free energy, they're trying to develop a nuclear fission or fusion, right? Machine or nuclear plant that will be used solely, a nuclear generator, solely used with helium 3. Helium 3, they say, has no biological waste, and when it's heated, it has no radiation. So it's something that we could absolutely use. So obviously, they're already in the process of doing that, maybe already mining on the moon. Maybe that's what they're going to do in the coming years. It's getting really exciting. And for those of you here, new or not, if you're new to the channel and you're really interested in knowing some truth about what's going on out in space about UFOs, well, you came to the right place. We could converse about a whole bunch of theories, and nothing's really credible. There's a lot of facts they say online, but who says that these facts are actually credible themselves? But it remains very, very interesting. Ladies and gents, I will be back. So, like Terminator, I'll be back this evening at 8 o'clock. There's lots of space news coming out. I have not had even time to look at half of it. I was supposed to be with JC on today, but he set it back. Something came up on his end on the 14th, which I hope you guys will be also checking out that interview. Jeff Benoit, before I get off live, is a French channel, but the guy's English. Had a good laugh. We were talking the other day, and he said, "Man, we're both English. We got French channels going, and we're gonna have some cool shows here with Jeff Benwen for sure. A couple of times, get him on so that we can talk about some interesting things." Jeff Benwen also did some radio, and I was having a really, really fun time yesterday. I'm telling you, interacting with everyone. Earth has man-made rings around it. I would agree with that. Totally possible. I'll be looking through my telescope tonight. Oh, will you be? Well, I will send you some good luck then. If you're going to be looking through the scope, man. Energy is in the air, like Gates Masher says. A lot of us here can feel it. Yes, they do, Rose. Absolutely. Even the Uranus rings, they look man-made. It's just this perfect symmetry around it. I'll tell you what, it could be something they built. Wouldn't that make sense? No? Am I nuts? Build a ring around the collar, around the planet, a literal ring around it, and that's where the energy is coming from. We could have that ring turning continually around Earth and make our own free energy machine with our planet. That's what NASA should be doing. With obviously, if we can think of it, it's because they probably are. Make a spaceship with something natural like the Earth, if it is natural. Make it a spaceship where you don't have to drive it around. Do you know that? They're thinking of doing a space station on an asteroid. It would make sense because some asteroids come around the sun. Some it's once a year, some it's once every 10, 15, 20 years. They come around the sun, and that way they could have the ISS space station free energy, literally in motion around, But we got to get to a class 1 civilization first. I'm pretty sure that we're getting really, really close to being a class 1 civilization. Yes, we love that, Beagle. I got to catch up on your videos, guys. On a busy week. Listen, I love you so much, all of you, Julie, everyone, for coming by the channel, for supporting the channel, for always coming back for more. I mean, it's anyone's dream that starts a YouTube channel that you get some interesting people to come by, even though they're pretty much blocking out the subscribers and from the channel. We still get some new people to come by once in a while, and you know why? Because you guys and gals are sharing the channel and you're talking about the research to other people. I know a lot of you are doing the effort. I really see it, and it shows. Trash rings, you said it. I am Kai. Definitely, definitely what's around Earth. And right on. Yeah, 100% rings of space junk. We're destroying our planet. So if they're looking for other people, they're looking for debris around the planet. That's what they're looking for. NASA's a bunch of hypocrites. Ladies and gents, I'm going to cut that off for you all right now. And I'm happy I was able to come on and do the stream on time. I will be back at 8 o'clock. I'll be preparing for tonight's video here. At the same time, I'll be preparing for the stream tonight to be looking in the space news to see what's new. We got some launches. Gates Smasher said of some rockets that went up. I'm going to go take a look to see exactly what that was. Trevor Williams, thank you so much, my friend, for being here. How long before the beast system hits the whole world? Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe something could happen, to save us? Maybe a couple years, maybe not, maybe sooner. But do you think it's possible? You said it yourself, 2 or 3 years. Could be. Shit is going to hit the fan. I don't know if you're like me. By this point, I am anxious for things to happen so that we can get an idea of some truth, Last comment here. Mama Bear. Hey, Bruce and friends, I've been listening while doing dishes. You rock. I love you, Mama Bear. Thank you very much. Sweeping. And now it's break time. Ugh, take a break. Take a load off. Up is rough when doing the simplest of things. COPD. Right on. I get it. I hear you. You drink coffee like I do in the AM. Absolutely. Black, straight up black coffee. That's what gets me going. Everyone, I had an amazing stream. And thanks, honestly, I can't repeat it enough for taking all the time out of your day to come here and comment or to watch the videos. Thanks for subscribing, for helping this channel grow. And I will be talking to you all this evening at 8 o'clock. So we had a few people missing here because of the electricity still. Hopefully tonight, all Canadians, all Quebecers will get their electricity back because it's getting a little dangerous. That's scary. If we're plunged almost a week into darkness because of this, that means a bigger ice storm will take out the grid for a long while here. And I really thought that it was, I thought we were going through the blackout. You know those blackouts, rolling blackouts? I thought literally they're going to have a rolling blackout. But I only had rolling flickering. I didn't have any blackouts on my end. I was very lucky. Right, everybody? Love you so much. Thanks for the incredible support. And I'll talk to you all this evening at the 8 o'clock stream. Bye-bye for now. Thanks, mods. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the generous contributions. Thanks for appreciating the research.